is going to be all about complete sentences. And I can already hear some of you groaning. You're going, Mr. Anson, I already know how to make complete sentences. I know what I'm doing. And my reply to you might be, how come we don't always make complete sentences every time? So we're going to do a little bit of practice. Again, we got to go through a little bit about what makes a complete sentence a complete sentence. Then we're going to go through and kind of show some examples, and then you're going to get a chance to do a little bit of practice. So let's just start right here. What are some things that you need to make a sentence complete? We say complete, meaning it's a sentence that works, that would be correct. So what makes some complete sentences? So in here, first thing that we need is capitalization at the start of my sentence. Okay. So anytime I have a sentence, I could do something like my dog. Okay. I know that at the very beginning here, I know that it's got this part here that is capital. I'll make it bold here so you can see this has to be capitalized. There is no and ifs or buts on that one. If it's not capitalized at the beginning, not going to work. And usually that's going to be one of the only things that gets capitalized other than a proper name, like Jace or Nolan or Sonia. You capitalize the J, the S, or the N. Okay. So that's number one. First thing is I got this here, I got the beginning of my sentence. Now this isn't a sentence yet, but I know that at the beginning it's got capitalization. Some of you probably said on the second one, it's got ending punctuation. So I could put here, boom. And you might go, hey, I've got a capital and I got ending punctuation, but is this a sentence? It's not a sentence. You know it's not a sentence. Why is that? Because it needs to have a subject and a verb. Okay, so let's start there. This here is my subject. It's my dog. Okay, it's usually a person, a place, or a thing. Okay, and I need a verb. My dog barks. That is a sentence. Okay, that here is, even as short as it is a sentence. Okay, and they must make sense together, meaning they must agree, meaning my dog, I could put here my dog bark. That does not make sense because it's what is it doing it now? It could be barked. Okay, could be or I could put on here was barking. Okay, and then when I add other things onto that, those have to listen to the description. Was barking loudly. Okay, and I could put what he's barking loudly at the mailman. Okay, I could totally put that on here. All right. Keep in mind that here, as I go into these sentences, and we'll get into them a little bit more tomorrow. Once I have my first verb here, which is was, okay, or was this idea of was barking, okay. Here, once I have that, my first noun and my verb, okay, I don't want to add another one on here without an and. Okay, was barking loudly at the mailman and ran to chase him or ran after him. Okay. Oftentimes you only have two verbs at most, but we'll get into that tomorrow. Okay. So I need to have my beginning punctuation or capitalization. I need my ending punctuation, and I need a noun and a verb. Okay. And they need to agree together. It can't just be was barked. That wouldn't make sense. Okay. One thing that's really, really important in here is that spelling does not matter in making a sentence complete. Sentence matters with your writing. It is really important for grammar, okay? But it is not something that is a deal breaker on complete sentences. So if I put in here my doog burked, right? Here, that would be incorrect as far as the spelling of it, but would it be a complete sentence? Yes, it would be a complete sentence. As you get older, the expectation is that your spelling is going to be appropriate and will be correct in order to make that a complete sentence. So let's look at a couple of sentences here so I can kind of give you some ideas here. So let's pull these up here bit by bit and let's go through them, okay? First one here, the dog sat down on the floor, okay? You know, this is our example here. This is our example sentence. The dog sat down on the floor. What do we think? Is that a complete sentence or not a complete sentence? You would be absolutely right. It is not a complete sentence. So no, okay? I'm gonna put no here. No, not complete. What it's missing here is my capitalization. So I put my 3 lines under it, or I could have put a capital T next to it. The dog sat on the floor. So this one here was all about caps, okay? Capitals, right? Next one, my mom called me in for dinner. Ooh, what do we think about that one? Is this one here a complete sentence? Let me go through my checklist. Yes, it is. And here I go through it. Does it have capitalization? Yes, it does. Does it have ending punctuation? Yes, it does. Now the last part, which is the hard one, does it have a subject, a person, place, or thing? Yes, it does. Mom, my mom here. And she called, right? Called me. So I know that here. It's got the verb, got the called part. So yes, it would be a complete sentence here. Okay. Yes, got all of them. Check, check, check. Jack throw the ball at practice. Let's see here. Is that a complete sentence or not? So it's got capitalization. Boom, check. Okay. Does it have ending punctuation? Yes. Does it have a subject and a verb? It does have a subject. It does have a verb. Do they agree? Jack throw. Ooh, it doesn't sound right. It's either got to be throws or it's got to be through. I could put here and make this either depending on what the other parts of the other sentence are. It's either throws or through, depending on what this is. So this one here would not be a complete sentence. Not complete. No. Okay. Missing that agreement. Agree. Okay. They don't agree. So the subject and verb, or the noun and verb. Okay. What you're going to do today is you're going to go through and on our Canvas page, you're going to be looking at 5 different sentences. And you need to go through and make some changes to them. Or you need to mark next to them that they are already complete. Okay? So again, you're looking for capitalization, ending punctuation, and whether that subject and verb agree. Does it have both of them and do they agree? Okay? Make sure that you go through and then submit that, and then we'll do a little bit more tomorrow.